it's Kelli Anne, and welcome back to my channel if you've been around for a while and you enjoy watching me for my floss tube videos, and welcome to my channel if you're new because of this video. If you're normally here and this isn't the type of video that you want to see, I properly label all of my videos, so just stay tuned and a regular floss tube video will be uploaded very soon. But if you do want to see what this series is going to be all about, then stick around. So basically, in a couple months ago, I started my KonMari journey, and I was posting about it in my flossy vlog videos. And several of you who normally watch me were commenting on them, and even some new viewers were commenting on them about how my videos or even like my Instagram posts about it or on Facebook, it was kind of like inspiring you to do it too. And I just thought that was really cool, but I don't think I ever really went into why I started this journey. So I decided that I wanted to create a new series on my channel, and I have several videos already in mind, but I have no idea how long this will last or if it will ever stop. I just don't know because, like I said, I do have several things in my head of what I want to do with this series on my channel. So if this does interest you, like I said, stick around. But for the first video in this series, I wanted to talk about why I started this and why I started minimalism. And people sometimes take minimalism and they think of it as zero waste and zero everything and basically the bare essentials of everything. And that's true, but everyone can form their own version of minimal. And for me, my version of minimal is just to not be a hoarder. So I still want to have things on my walls. I still want to have, like, I have collectibles. You can see them behind me. I still have a fair amount of stuff, but I have a whole lot less. And everything that I've kept through this process has a specific place to be put away every single day. And so it's easier to keep control of. It's also changed my mindset on the things that I buy and bring into the house. So why I chose to do this. Now, I'm not doing like minimalism like you're thinking, where you see the pristine white room with like nothing in it, okay? That's not me. It will never be me. But I guess we should start back to my past, because really that's kind of my why. So we've always had like a junk drawer in the kitchen, always. It's still there, although I think now there's two of them. Our desk in the living room, the drawers only probably stayed organized for a short amount of time, and then they just overflowed. I was an only child. I still have many, many of my toys. If you watched one of my last vlogs where I showed you around my childhood bedroom, I haven't touched it in 12 years. Whoops. Well, I have now. But I still have so much stuff from whenever I was a kid, and like some of the drawers were just popping out with stuff. And they aren't anymore, thank goodness. But you see where I'm going with this. We had one room in our house that was kind of like the catch-all. There were times, though, I'm not saying it was always messy, but there were times where these spots or areas obviously were cleaned out or cleaned, but over the years, that was the catch-all area. That was the catch-all drawer. That was the catch-all desk. That was the catch-all room. Like whenever people would come over and you just had stuff somewhere, you stuffed it in that room, or you stuffed it in the hall closet. And whenever that got too full and we actually had to function out of the hall closet, you moved it into the room. I know. My dad wants me to help him with his house now. And I said, look, you can fill stuff up in bins and bring them up to me, and I will go through them. And whatever I think is worth keeping, I'll give back to you. I said, but do not cry if I throw away something that you might have wanted to keep. Don't put it in that bin. If you're going through it and you don't want any of that stuff and it's just to see if I do, good. But no, I do want to help him out with this as well because I've done such a good job with it, and I'm okay with giving myself a pat on the back. But another huge reason, other than I just don't want a whole lot of disorganization in my life, is stress. It is so stressful whenever you walk into a house and you've been gone all day at work and you come home to a sink full of dishes. I live by myself, by the way, so I only have myself to blame here. But you come home, you have to take care of the fur children. In my case, you have to take care of dishes that you were too lazy to take care of the day or days before. You use your kitchen table as a catch-all, because I still kind of have that issue a tiny bit, but it's some stuff that I've decluttered to give to someone else, and I haven't seen them yet. So, not as bad, I don't think. But you see what I'm saying? Like, the bar was always covered in mail, and I have a small pile on it, but it's more manageable than it's ever been, and every few days I actually go through it because it's less daunting. My bedroom has stayed so much cleaner, like even all the countertops, which that's not normal for me. So it's just been like, I don't walk into my room, which I want to be my most relaxing room. That is not a ghost, it's Potter getting into the windowsill, by the way. But your bedroom should be one of the most relaxing rooms in your house, where you go to relax and unwind and lay down and try to go to sleep. And if there's literally crap everywhere, it's not that relaxing. So I mostly did it for that. I also did it because hoarding kind of runs in my family. It's kind of like, and I'm not going to say that I haven't had this issue doing this method. There are a few things that I'm just not ready to part with because a particular person gave them to me and they're no longer here. However, I do have the panda connection with my mom, and I don't need to keep every single panda that she ever collected just to remember her. I only keep the ones that I feel were special to either both of us, or were incredibly special to her, or incredibly special to me. Like, I will never get rid of either of my Panda Joe stuffed bears. It's just not going to happen. But I have a cookie jar and a teapot in the shape of pandas that my mom just randomly bought on an online store or out of a magazine, I don't remember, just to use as decoration in our kitchen. I currently have them, but I really don't want them, and I didn't want to get rid of them without asking my dad if it was okay, because I'm that type of person. But he's fine with it, and they have no significant value to me on remembering my mom. It's not as special as like the bear that I gave her for like her 40th birthday or something like that. So I've been able to get better at evaluating the difference of what to keep or not to keep, but hoarding does run in my family. And the biggest example is my grandmother, my mom's mom, who is passed away, and so is my mom's dad. So the house was always overflowing whenever we were kids, but it was clean. There were places to sit. You felt safe staying the night. And I don't mean safe as in like somebody's gonna like run in with like a knife. You'll find out in a second. But there was stuff everywhere. The garage though was not exactly safe. But the house itself, pretty safe. There was a ton of stuff, but there was a place for everything. And as we got older, and as my grandpa got Alzheimer's and dementia, my grandmother was dealing with that, and she wasn't really that great of a housewife as far as like cleaning goes. So things just kept building and building and building and building. But they kept on building up to the point of sometimes you didn't know if something was going to fall on top of you. That's what I mean by safe. And also, there were bugs. Lots and lots of bugs. Some people in my personal life that don't know this part of my past, they think I am ridiculous at the way that I react to cockroaches. Whenever you barely breathe and 1,000 of them run around you on the ceiling and the walls and the floor and on items, and you're standing in the tiniest open spot area of a living room because you're afraid to sit down. Because if you were to sit down, then roaches would literally crawl across your body as a piece of the furniture, then you can't tell me that I'm crazy for how I react to cockroaches, okay? If I'm at my house by myself or with a really good friend, I have a conniption fit. If I'm in public or at work, I very calmly let anybody else deal with it, and I basically run quietly. I'm not very quiet whenever I'm by myself. But anyways, I digress. It was bad. It basically, the house could have been on one of those shows. Not quite as bad, but pretty close actually. Like you could function in the house, you could walk around, but by very, very designated pathways. There were some open areas, I guess. But I kind of having to help clear out that house after the bugs were gone, because I actually legit would have night terrors as a 19-year-old going into that house for longer than 5 minutes that night. So my mom would not let me clean out that house until the bugs were gone. She wouldn't let me help. So once those were gone, I was able, whenever I would come in on weekends from college, to help my mom clean out the house. And after my mom passed away, I had to come in some weekends to help clean out the house with my uncles. And I caught myself, and I was already in college, I caught myself having those tendencies to hold on to every little thing that somebody gave you. Holding on to it like it was a memory, like it was the only way you were ever going to be able to recall that memory or think about that person or anything like that. I have always, since around that time, I've always had like a declutter bag. I've always had a donation bag going in my room, in the corner, in my house, in my apartment, wherever I lived. There was always something that I could get rid of. And I had a bag in the corner, and I'm actually pretty good at not going back to the pile. I can have a pile in my house for a time period, like a pretty substantial time period actually. And I won't go back to the pile. If I know that there's something in the pile that a friend would like, and I haven't gotten rid of it, I welcome them while they're at my house. If they want to go through the pile, they're more than welcome. Grab what you want. The rest is going out the door. And I'm pretty proud of myself for that, because whenever I was younger, anytime we would do garage sales or anything like that, I would always pull stuff back out of the pile and be like, why did I put this here? And I would kind of re-hoard my stuff back into the house slowly. Not everything, but some stuff. And it's just, I don't know why I did it. And whenever I was in college, I kind of recognized that this was if I didn't figure out a way to control it, I could end up like that. And I did not want to end up like that. I love my grandparents so much, but there is no way in hell I can condone the way their house was the last probably like 2 years of their lives. I can't. I can't condone how what it was before the bugs and things came in to live. But that time period, I can't condone it. And I could see myself in that future, and I don't want it. And the cool thing is that now there is no way I could ever have that future. There's no way. My brain will not let me. But like I said, there are a few things that through this process I have kept because I'm just not ready to get rid of them. But it's a very small amount compared to what I normally would keep because of sentimental value. Not everything is sentimental, and you have to decide where your line of sentimental is. But I've kind of gotten cutthroat at it, guys. Like, at least for me in my life, compared to what I've seen and how I've always had stuff around me. Like I said, I was an only child. I had tons and tons of toys. I never really I didn't go to stores as a kid, and I wasn't that kid in the cart crying until you handed me a toy. I didn't go up and down aisles going, I want, I want, I want, I want. I wasn't that kid, but I was the only girl on my mom's side, grandchild, and I was the only grandchild on my dad's side, and I was also an only child. So I got plenty of toys for birthdays and Christmas. I didn't have to ask. I didn't. Actually, one Christmas, I asked for a typewriter. I was 5. There you go. Those are the types of things that I asked for. About 5 years ago, I asked for a vacuum. Those are the things that I ask for. I don't ask for things. I ask for practical things. So that's kind of my why. My why has been to rewire. My why has been to rewire my brain to not have that hoarding tendency like I know runs in my family, because it terrifies me. I, one, don't want to leave that to anybody to deal with, at least not on that kind of a scale. I mean, it is crazy. Eventually, someday, you have to leave a whole house worth of crap to somebody, but it doesn't have to be overwhelming. It could just be a normal amount of things, not times 800, and could fill probably 8 houses. So that's kind of my why. It was a brain rewiring, and it's been slowly happening over time, but definitely reading those 2 books, which I will talk about more in the next video, and discovering 2 YouTubers that I cannot talk enough about, okay? Write this down. You need to go check out Laura from How to Get Your Shit Together. She's on YouTube. Just in the search bar, type in How to Get Your Shit Together. She is Irish, she's amazing, and she now lives in Columbus, Ohio. She's freaking awesome. I've had private conversations with her before, and I'm a part of her social media groups. She's awesome. You can also go to her website, howtogyst.com, sign up for her emailing list, and you get access. Sorry about that. Sign up for her. You can also go to howtogyst.com, sign up with your email address, and you get access to her guides to help you organize your life. And she doesn't just talk about decluttering. She also talks about time management, and she's a really intense journaler. I'm not as much into journaling, but if you are, she does bullet journals and all that kind of stuff. And what else? She has all kinds of things. I love watching her. The other person that I absolutely love is Rachael, the Messy Minimalist, because her, like me, has always hoarded onto things and held on to things because you may need it, because you may something. It may come in handy. You may need that. So and so gave it to you. You can't just get rid of it, so you move it from place to place to place and you just never get rid of it. But she's kind of like in my mindset a little bit, possibly a little bit more, she's on the way to a little bit more extreme than me, but she's relatively close to my train of thinking. It's not necessarily depriving yourself of things, it's appreciating the things that you do have and not having excess of them and not having the clutter of everything else because you think you need it. She's amazing. Rachael, the Messy Minimalist, Laura, How to Get Your Shit Together. I will definitely link them below. They're amazing. Go binge watch them. But yeah, that's going to be it for my first video in this minimalist series. And I can't wait to do another video. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you do not like this video, don't give it a thumbs down. Just don't be a negative Nancy and just don't watch this part of the series on my channel. If you are new here, I hope that you subscribe and I can't wait to see you again. Please leave a comment. And if you are not new here, I hope that you enjoyed this new series on my channel and maybe it'll be helpful over time for you to do the same thing. I will see you all next time. Bye guys.